Why are you hitting the button? It's not 8.
And we are live. Hello, California.
You in Florida.
Anyway,
Hello,
welcome
Internet.
It's been on Wednesday, but apparently we're doing it on Thursdays now. Jay is still missing. It's okay though, we're pretty sure he's not dead.
He got abducted by aliens. I'm telling you. It's aliens.
Yeah, it
I
was
thought it was ISIS.
I heard it was one big Illuminati conspiracy.
he was getting too close to the truth.
Game over, man. Game over.
The cake is a lie.
Oh my god.
We're not going that old school.
That's not old school. That's Portal.
I know, right?
God, Portal was out when I was in middle school. We're going back
How old are you?
23.
I... Yeah.
No, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
When the fuck did Portal come out?
The cake is a lie.
Okay, you know what? I will bring this information up right now. This
I'm,
podcast.
I'm working on it too.
That's not old school. That's Portal. I know, right?
I know it's not old school.
Bad feedback.
God,
Okay.
we are getting so off topic, but hey,
I know,
professionalism, right?
2007.
It came out in 2007. I was in 7th grade. There's no way you were in middle school if you're 23.
I am a genius.
What can I say? She's a genius.
IQ of 135.
Okay, so topics of the day.
We're starting off with Utah bringing back the firing squad. Caleb, would you like to, start us off?
On which one is it again? One more time.
Utah.
That's where they just brought back the firing squad, right?
Yes.
That is what you just said.
Yeah. So
He's not high, we promise.
my allergies
natural.
are acting up.
Yes.
But no, it's just for me. The death penalty doesn't help, but neither does imprisonment. So it's kind of like we gotta find. I mean, I like the way that the prisons are in other countries, like over in was it like Finland or something like that, where they have there's not enough prisoners, so they're closing down prisons and turning them into schools and shit. Which country is that again?
I don't know. Probably some country that's way more progressive than America.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and also the prisons actually teach their, inmates. They teach them things a lot more than we do, so that way they can have tools when they get back out into society to have a new life. So, I mean, and the death penalty doesn't help, but I don't know, because I mean, I do kind of see it from eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth perspective. Like, I do agree to that to some point. Like, yeah, you did kill somebody. So that's kind of like, the worst of the worst, you do kind of deserve the same.
So, Daddy Longlegs back there. What's your opinion on that?
My opinion is, if you already know the guy's gonna die in prison, I think it's like having a little bit of mercy on the dude, just fucking off him, Am I allowed to say that on here? We're live?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I can say.
Well, and to
All right.
his point, I do agree with him. Like if he's gonna have no chance of a normal life outside of prison, what's the point? Like, finish him off, kill him.
Also, as far as firing squads go, I think if somebody wants to go out in a blaze of glory, if that's their last dying wish, go ahead and let them do that shit, It's like, not everybody's built for the needle. Not everybody wants an electric chair. Do they even do that anymore? Or is that like the 40s?
I think.
They deemed it inhumane.
Oh, that's
okay.
lame.
Well, anyways, I feel like if I were up for the death penalty, yeah, fire squad all the way.
What about the guillotine?
Guillotine would be...
That is only still used in France.
Like we could mechanize the whole process, you know? Just like strap them down, send them through. Maybe that's just like the fucked up part of me talking, though.
Another thing too is like our tax dollars go to feeding that son of a bitch. It's like if you just wipe them off the earth, we can apply those tax dollars elsewhere. You know, off them, off with their heads. So yeah.
Eric, what do you have to say on the matter?
Alright. So we claim that the electric chair is cruel, inhumane, whatever, but we can do a firing squad which is both cruel to the person who was being shot at
And the person
and the people
pulling the trigger.
shooting. Because
Yep.
think about being one of the 10, 20, however many people holding a gun, not knowing if yours is the one with the bullet in it. Then you leave
Oh no, they all.
knowing, who knows?
Not to mention.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Wait, hold on. But it's worse still. You're aiming to kill a man with a bullet. I've physically watched someone put a 44 under their chin, squeeze the trigger, and live. It is not guaranteed death. If anything, I find it to be more cruel and inhumane than the electric chair.
That is true.
That's pretty much what I said.
Not to mention, with the whole death penalty situation, it's like, yeah, you know, two wrongs don't really make a right, though. You know, so it's like, yeah, they killed someone, but, I mean, wouldn't a greater punishment be like having them suffer than, you know, just killing them off?
Greater punishment would be letting them sit in jail. However, you're also talking to someone who's against the entire idea of jails in the first place.
No, think about, like, what if it was just murderers in jail and they were just stuck in, like, solitary confinement and that was it? Like, no contact, they just gotta rot.
It's honorable to go to war, though, but it's not good to kill a murderer. Like, what's the difference in the guy you're killing, right?
Well, it matters about the
It's
greater
like this
good.
guy's a killer and a terrorist, okay?
Yeah.
This guy is a killer and a terrorist. Let's just lock him up and try to be as humane as possible and, you know...
No, I don't mean
fairly. Let's give him a fair shot.
No,
The other guy,
don't
let's
get
send
me
in
wrong.
troops. Let's just bomb
No,
the
I mean,
fucking
like,
house.
if they get caught without reasonable doubt, you know, yeah, lock them away forever, but no, just, like, all they need to survive a day, like bread and fucking water every single day until you just die in a cell. I think that's how it should be.
I was saying that half in response to what he said about cruelty to the person pulling the trigger, though. It's like, you can go join the military, and you can go to war, and you can shoot a gun at somebody, and you get an applaud for that. You get an award for it. You know, it's valor, or so they say. But if there's a criminal that you're putting down in a fire squad, that's your position. And I'm not saying that, you know, people who go to war, they come home PTSD. Okay.
Oh yeah, they come home fucked up half the time.
But you sign up for the fucking job. If you sign up for a job where you're on a firing squad, reap what you sow.
That is true. Like, I think a big part of it is, you know, but I also do think that, I mean, you do also have the whole it'll cost less over time to just kill them.
Actually, I have information on that right here. Pick a state.
Pick a state?
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
Let's go with Utah. Fuck it, since we're talking about it. Let's go Utah.
Utah, okay, let me bring up their reports.
Sounds legit.
Huh. Apparently, Utah has not reported in their financial costs for the death penalty. So let's go with Washington because they're first on the list. So, according to Washington's financial reports when it comes to the death penalty. Each death penalty case has cost an average of $1 million more than a similar case where the death penalty was not sought. So you're looking at an average of the statewide cases, criminal cases with life imprisonment at $3.07 million versus $2.01 million where they don't use the death penalty. So yeah, it costs the state $3.7 million in death penalty charges. Versus
Really?
And that's annual.
Shit. Well, I did not know that, so that changes my mind on that then.
All I'm saying is there are much, much cheaper ways to inflict the death penalty on people. Yeah, the trial itself, costly. However, once they've been found guilty of the death penalty, it's probably a lot fucking cheaper to just be like, alright, dead, game over, than it is to keep them alive sitting on death row for 20, 30 years.
Wait, you guys ready for this one? In Nevada, a murder trial where the death penalty is not considered costs yearly an average of $775,000 versus cases with the death penalty that can cost anywhere from $1.03 to $1.3 million. You're jumping from $775,000 up over $1 million in Nevada.
For death penalty versus no death penalty?
Yes. So take a murder trial. Say, dude in the back there murdered you right now on screen. We have it on camera. The entire world watches it. He's going to jail. Eric prosecutes him, gives him the death penalty. It would cost twice as much. I prosecute him and give him life in prison. It'll be cheaper.
Now, is that for just... No. Okay, so is that for just the court case, or is that overall cost for keeping them in prison?
The court case, the investigation, and the final, way they go about killing the person. Paying the executioner, getting the means to kill the person, so the drugs for the lethal injection.
And does it also record all the money for the other side, for the total cost for the amount of years they'll be in jail?
It's saying overall, in which state? Washington?
Doesn't matter, whichever state.
Well, see, the problem with, we just went over this in my criminal justice class this morning, the problem with the American justice system is that you can have so many appeals. So even if somebody's on death row, they're entitled to an almost unlimited amount of appeals. Unless they actually say, yeah, just kill me now, you can just keep appealing the case. So basically, you can give yourself life in prison by just continually appealing your case. Even if you can't afford a lawyer. By most states' law, you have to be entitled to one if you want to appeal your case. So all you have to do is write to the state saying, I want to appeal this conviction, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that I received a fair trial. You can keep that going for 30, 40 years. So you're looking at all the inmates, all the defense cases in Washington, $2.1 million a year. Just keeping them alive, on top of the people that are not getting the death penalty, is 3.7. So if you just got rid of the death penalty, you're saving $1 million overall because you're getting rid of the court cases that would happen. So all of the money that's coming out of taxpayer money for appeals, because taxpayers pay for the appeals.
Oh, yeah.
So every time they appeal, we're paying for it. You get rid of the death penalty, that cost goes away. The cost of keeping someone alive is really not that much. They basically need clothes, electricity to keep the prison running, and food. We're killing them some of those drugs by themselves. Oatmeal in the morning versus a deadly sedative could be anywhere from, here's a box of oatmeal for $10. Here's a drug for, 3,000, 4,000. That box of oatmeal.
Here's the problem I have with that. If I wanted to kill someone with drugs, it wouldn't cost me more than $50. In fact,
sweetie,
I could probably kill someone with a pack of cigarettes.
Well, sweetie, that's you.
So why are we using these specific things when, seriously, I could kill someone with a pack of cigarettes?
Because the state goes through legal means of killing someone, and legal drugs cost a lot more. My
All right.
medication without insurance is $115 a month.
Fine. I could kill someone with some nicotine vaping things people fill their vapes with. Kill someone with that. However, I really have trouble believing that it is cheaper to not kill someone than it is to kill them.
You ready for this one?
Mind you, I'm personally against killing people anyway, but...
You ready for this one? Because they broke it down for you. In California, the total since 1978 has totaled over $4 billion. And they break it down. So that's $1.94 billion for pre-trial and trial costs, $925 million for automatic appeals and state corpus petitions, $775 million for federal corpus appeals, and $1 billion for the cost of incarceration. So on average, it costs about $1 billion to keep someone incarcerated. Then you tack on everything else with the appeals. And by the way, most states have what's called an automatic appeal. What that means is even if you don't appeal, the state will appeal your death penalty conviction for you. So if I send you guys to jail right now, the state would automatically appeal it without you saying anything. And that continues for 30 to 40 years.
What would Jesus do?
Jesus is a purple unicorn with muffins.
No, what would Jesus?
What would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do?
The actual Jesus who actually died on the cross for our sins, rose again on the third day.
Easter.
What would he do?
Jesus.
Puma, you're the Christian in this group.
Please don't make me go all Jesus on their asses.
Please, I need a
What would-
Christian.
What would Jesus do?
Am I a Christian?
Jesus would forgive.
I'm not Christian you don't want to debate with about Christianity because I might end up proving something to you.
Might end up hurting something.
No, not hurting something.
You might end up showing
I might end
yourself.
up changing
You almost said it.
this right up here.
Puma is just a studier of world religions. I'm a Satanist. I don't give a fuck. You can all burn for all I care.
What is that? I was always curious
I burn
about
with you.
What does it mean to be a Satanist?
Means that you love
Like that
Satan.
you take a Satan from the Christian Bible, who you know stands for wrong and lives in hell and wants humans to live in hell, okay?
But
And then you say, yeah, that sounds cool. I
This-
believe in that too.
the
I
Satan,
want to believe in
the
that.
Satan religion
That's
is
awesome.
Satanism is
I
not
never understood that concept. Like,
Satanism is not about worshiping the devil. It's about worshiping yourself.
Wait.
Am I right?
Which branch of Satanism are we talking about? There's about 6 different branches.
ego. If you just have a big ego, you worship yourself. You're taking Satan, who is the devil, and going, yep, hell yeah, he has my best interest in mind. Can't wait to go visit him when I'm dead.
Man, I love
Fuck
that
yeah.
Satan guy.
Exactly. That's Satanism.
Did
Okay.
you know why he was kicked out in the first place? Maybe he did have our best interest in mind. Just saying.
Puma, shush. Okay, let me break this down for you. LaVey Satanist / atheistic Satan.
That's my whole argument. No.
Satan.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
LaVey / atheistic Satanist thinks Satan is a symbol for self-indulgence, and that's what they use him as. A literal symbol of self-indulgence, and basically doing whatever the fuck you want. Drugs, sex, alcohol, some other things that LaVey's
Why
are...
does it have to be those things though? What if you indulge in yourself in a
Because America.
No, what if you indulge in yourself in a healthy way? Does that make you a Satanist? If you're like, yeah, I like to work out, eat well, raise kids, have a dog or whatever, do
So-
my thing, donate to charity, and I'm indulging in my will. That's my free will. That's all I want. It's like, I'm a Satanist, though.
Something
And that's why I do those things.
Alistair Crowley with the
I like
phrase,
to go low
do
on the-
as thou wilt, and nothing else.
I think what you're talking about is It's an H word. What is that word?
Hallucinations.
No, not hallucinations. It's the word where you just anything that comes to will. You live just a strictly life based on pleasure. What is that called?
Hedonism.
Hedonism. Yes, that's hedonistic. That's not satanic.
That's what the LaVey Satanists believe, because their founder was a drug addict who stole all of his information from other sources and combined a shit ton of stuff together, claimed he made it up, and made millions off of it.
That means that you're hedonistic, but you follow a fraud.
Take it up with them. I don't talk to LaVeys. They're fucking batshit crazy.
Well, yeah, they're fraudulent, which is to be expected from a Satanist. No offense. Whatever type of Satanist you are.
I mean,
traditional.
I hate to say this. I hate to say this because I've followed a lot of different religions, and Christianity sounds good on paper. It really does. Like, it almost even looks good on paper. But you know what?
It's just hard to do, right? Am I right? It's just hard to do.
The countless Christians I've met have mostly been full of bullshit, whereas the few Satanists I've met, I have some respect for.
That's
Honestly,
saying that an entire religion is false because some people you met were cool. You
I
can't.
find Satanists tend to have better morals and treat other people
That's
better.
like saying working out and exercise sounds great on paper, but everyone I met with a six-pack is a douchebag. So it's probably false. You shouldn't do that. But it's like, really?
Wait.
No, it's right. I mean, come on. You know it's good for you.
That doesn't really apply to me. Like, I feel I've met enough Christians to say that, you know, one, I wasn't saying all of them are douchebags. However, the majority of the Christians I have met,
you met the majority of them?
Claim the Christian faith. I have not met the majority. I was saying the majority of the ones I have met.
That means
By the way,
nothing,
you're an
though.
asshole. That's nothing? How do you know what I've lived?
Because I live right behind you, bro. I've been watching you for years. Oh, look at the halo. Nice. He's not saying this anymore.
I know, I'm still Satanist at heart.
Oh, no, she didn't see the light. She was... Oh, she saw the light.
Oh, you're both! Why?
I don't even know.
Jesus, man.
Anyway, basically what it comes down is to there are several different versions of Satanism and several different views and beliefs on it, and we are not here to debate Satanism. We can have a whole other podcast for that because that would take 3 hours in and of itself. Let's move on to PA getting rid of its death penalty. Caleb, why don't you start us off and get us back on topic?
Do I have to?
Yes. You agreed to it before the show started.
I mean, but Jesus said we should just turn the other cheek. What do you think about that, Taylor?
Let me tell you what I think about that, guys.
What do you think about that?
There was an excerpt from the Bible that says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but Jesus said this is the new law, okay? When someone strikes your right cheek, turn to them your left cheek. If your enemy hates you and wants to rip on you and all that other bad stuff, guess what you do? You feed them, you clothe them, you give them a place to sleep, because in doing so, you pour hot coals upon his head. But that's hard to do, so, you know, Christianity doesn't make sense, I guess, because it takes discipline. So how about Obama, right?
God, he's like straight up Satan.
So, yeah, moving on. So, PA is getting rid of its death penalty temporarily until Governor Tom Wolf can finish with a task force that is reviewing the state's cost and whether or not the death penalty is worth it for the state. Because we have 186 inmates on death row. However, nobody has actually been executed since 1990? Yeah, the 1990s. Moving on, Oklahoma is banning AP history classes in favor of a more religion-based class. Because they believe that AP history classes are not teaching anything that is wholesome and good and are showing the shadier sides of America's history, and that students should really be learning the good, wholesome values of the Bible. So that's our show.
Because Jesus, right?
I didn't get that last part, but here's what I think. In conclusion, okay. Well, not really conclusion. Are we ending this already?
Yeah.
Are we?
So, okay.
Uh,
In conclusion, I'd just like to say
pick somebody up from stuff.
that to each their own. I respect anybody and what they believe. Just don't bring it to America. No, I'm kidding. I respect everybody and what they believe. I think that what's so great about America and why it's still #1, no matter what anyone says, and despite the president we have, I think that we're able to have free reign in what we believe. We can even make up our own shit, you know? Apparently.
you know.
And I think that in all, you can't think you can disprove Christianity by the acts of human beings. You cannot fault divinity. You cannot disprove divinity. You cannot take away from the light of the Lord because of the faults of mankind. And that's just fact. That's
And that's it for the comedy show, guys.
Yeah, that's like, hey, there's some guy over here who's a murderer, so I'm a bad person now.